Surprise live. Looks like we only got 2 people. I want to talk about CT toys. So hopefully we get a few people in the chat. I'm good. Okay, looks like we got 15 people. Okay, people are rolling in. It's a surprise live. Like I was like, oh, should I just schedule it out for a few minutes? I'm just like, we're just gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. We'll be talking CT toys. Nothing but good things about this figure that Miles you just reviewed looked awful though. We're gonna talk about it. So I'd like to get as many people in here before to have some good discussion, argument, debate on CT toys because the comment section of my videos have been pretty like two-sided, right? And then on Instagram, like people are just saying crazy things, in my opinion. Anthony, congrats on almost making to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you. Almost there. We're getting close. Let me see. The tally right now is 49,271. So we got 729 to go. So we're getting there for sure. But let me share this to Instagram and then maybe people will, or we can get some more people joining in. Oh, I gotta go YouTube. Why can't I find my live stream on YouTube? That's probably not a good sign, right? View channel. Okay, there it is. Share. Copy link. Hopefully, if you guys can do me a favor, if you think there's anybody that might be interested in joining in on this topic of conversation, please share the live stream. Let's try and get as many people as possible on here. So we could talk about it. I think it's good to talk about, these things. People love them, people hate them, people like them, people don't, people bought them, people didn't. There's all those different things. So it's okay. I'm actually cold, so I'm gonna put that back on. But I think it's good. It's good conversation to have. Lacey, my condolences. My condolences to you. Let's see. Let me share this around. So don't copy. It's kind of a weird time of day too to probably be doing a live. It's a Monday. People are probably working. A few people might be off because it is a holiday week. But we shall see. So we're getting some people. 19 people in here. But yeah, I am curious on what people think of CT toys, kind of what the thoughts are. I have my opinions. People don't like it, and there was some kind of like some wild, like some person like he was even trying to insinuate like that I bought this CT toys Miles Morales figure specifically knowing that it was bad, so I could say bad things about CT toys and talk down on people that bought CT toys. I bought this because I don't have the Mafex one and I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on it. So I was thinking, everyone is saying such good things about CT Toys Wolverine. Maybe this guy is going to be good too. Turns out it wasn't. So, I was like, dang, I'm disappointed. But at the same time, the whole knockoff bootleg aspect, does that turn you off from collecting, or do you not care? You solely just want to think about price. Hasbro took off PayPal, paid by 4. Joshua, yeah, I noticed that. That does suck. People might be off because of the Microsoft outage. I was not aware of a Microsoft outage, so I don't know what's going on there. Rami Collector, I'm here. You pitch Jimmy. Only the newer CT are pretty good. The rest not. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that going in, and I don't know how old this figure is. Like, I did no research ahead of time. I just assumed, hey, CT Toys is doing these KO figures. They're all great. So let me jump on the bandwagon and check one out, see what all the fuss is about. And yes, I could have just gotten the Wolverine figure, but I don't necessarily need that Wolverine figure. And I wasn't going to buy the figure just because everyone's like, it's so good, you should buy it and get it. So I didn't. I got the Miles Morales because, again, I don't have the Mafex one. I don't want to spend $200 plus or whatever it's going for in the aftermarket. So I picked this one up. Miguel Rojas, so far my Wolverine is doing great. Yeah, I've heard really, really good things. Black Void, if you don't like it, you don't like it, period. I don't think they can force you to like something you don't like. Yeah, that's also the thing that I was hoping that kind of stuff would happen in this conversation. It's like, geez, right? Like, I'm allowed to like something or to not like something without being called a shill in some way, because my thoughts on this CT figure, Hasbro always comes up in the conversation somehow. And I'm thinking, this has nothing to do with Hasbro. Why is Hasbro coming up? Like, I don't get it. And then somebody, basically saying that you have to admit now that CT Toys is better than every single Marvel Legends figure. I mean, the articulation is better than any Marvel Legends figure. Absolutely. I will agree with that. Do I think it's a better figure than every Marvel Legends figure? No. Mate, in your opinion, out of SHF, Mafex, Marvel Legends, Spider-Man, which is your favorite? Mafex does the best action figures. SH Figure Arts are cool, super posable, but they do really weird things with their Spider-Man figures. The cuts and the joints and everything on them, on the legs and the hips, are just really weird with their Spider-Man figures. And they're really small. I don't think they do very good head sculpts, like human likenesses. But SH Figure Arts are still good, don't get me wrong. I personally don't have any CT, but the new Wolverine, black suit, Spidey in red and blue, I plan on getting them. They look good and are only a fraction of the cost. Win-win. Absolutely. If you don't want to spend, the high cost of the Mafex figures, and you want to experience, a figure that's very similar, almost identical, for a fraction of the cost, you're, by all means, go for it. Absolutely. Like, this Miles Morales was $12 shipped. $12. Is this a good figure for $12? Yes, of course. But if you're expecting a Mafex quality figure that will, like, brand new, if you buy it from like Big Bad Toy Store or somewhere, it'll be about $100. If you get it imported from Japan, you can save money. Yes. If you're expecting that high level quality of figure, that's not going to happen with this Miles Morales specifically. Now, people are saying that the Wolverine, the quality is basically the same. So win-win there, sure. D-Bird, I usually don't do more research on bootlegs to see if it's somewhat good. Yeah, I went in completely blind on the Miles Morales. I'm like, let me just order it. I'm just going to do it. I didn't look up any information whatsoever ahead of time. The only information I had on CT Toys is like, the Wolverine's a great, fantastic figure. That's literally all I knew. Miguel Rojas, a lot of people canceled their Secret Wars Wolverine for the CT Toys ones. Yeah, I mean, sure, they're not the same in any way. Like, that, I've seen a lot of commentary on that. So when I reviewed the Secret Wars Wolverine figure, people made that comment, like, just cancel this and get the CT Toys one. You're welcome to do whatever you want. Aesthetically, it's not the same as Marvel Legends. So if you're strictly a Marvel Legends collector, the CT Toys is not going to fit in your collection. It's just not. It's going to look different. And that's okay too. If you just care about Wolverine, don't care about anything else, Why not get the CT Toys one? Yeah, of course. They're two different colors though, right? The Secret Wars one is essentially kind of reproducing the old Mattel one, so that's why the brown is more of a reddish brown than anything. But if you just want a good brown suit Wolverine, why not get the CT Toys figure? Sure. Fernando, only the paint apps are bad, but I didn't have enough expectations for a $15 figure. I saw it more as a placeholder until a possible reissue. One that happens, the figure is out of the collection. That's not a bad way to look at this. If Mafex ever does a reissue of this Miles Morales figure, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it, hands down. So does this fit in for now? Sure. But again, that's going to depend on the individual collector. Like I don't care to have this in my collection. Like KO's bootlegs, they're okay. They have a place in people's collections. They have a purpose. If you want to customize and do things, a placeholder, sure. For me, I would rather have the official stuff because there's a couple of different perspectives in collecting. You can look at it collecting of like, hey, I collect things, just really cool things, then, CT can fall in that. Like I collect things, specific collections, like the official stuff. And that's kind of what my collection is. I don't have third-party things. I don't have any KOs, any bootlegs, or anything like that. That's also okay. You can do kind of whatever. If you are just a fan of super cool action figures, CT can fall into that category. But if you're a fan of just like official Marvel produced action figures, then CT Toys is not the way to go. Now, people can debate and argue like billion-dollar corporations, who cares about them? You don't have to. That's okay too. Like I don't care. Hasbro, like everyone thinks I'm the Hasbro shill. Hasbro's like every company's a terrible company. Like Hasbro, they do terrible things. Disney does terrible things. Like I'm not under any kind of illusion that they're like these fantastic companies. It's just Disney produces things that I enjoy, entertainment that I like. Hasbro makes Marvel Legends figures that I really like. Like that's as far as it goes. Chris Ramler, SH Figure Arts, they did Guts So Dirty. I'm not sure who that is. Stephen Fraser, Robo Don't Know did a good comparison video between CT Wolvie and the Mafex original. I haven't watched a single CT Toys review, so I would not know. Bat Mikeman, I honestly think that for the price, it is worth it no matter what, even if it isn't as good as Mafex, it's still worth it for the price. Yes, that's the thing. A $12 figure, really, really good. Yes, of course. That I don't want to argue that. Even in my review, I'm like $12. Yeah, it's good. Paint apps are sloppy, sure, but it's still $12 shipped. Like I can't argue against that. But again, it's not a Mafex quality. So if you're looking for Mafex quality, this is not the figure for you. If you just want a good, cheap Miles Morales figure, CT Toys is the way to go. Again, there's we're talking two different things. Jeremy Kimberlin, happy belated birthday, my dude. Thank you. I am old. I'm 39. I turned 39 yesterday. I feel old. Black Void, I misunderstood your video, but then I understand now that if you don't like bootlegs, people can't force you to buy other figures that you don't want to buy. Exactly. And there were some comments. There was one guy that was like, you're an action figure reviewer. How could you not get the CT Wolverine figure to review? I'm like, I don't understand the logic there. Sure, on one hand, I could buy something just to review, just for you guys to and get views on YouTube. But if I don't want the thing, I'm extremely less inclined to make the purchase, right? And I think that's understandable. Like I don't have a need for that CT Toys Wolverine. If Mafex decided to do a reissue, I would probably get the Mafex. Yes. Because again, I prefer the original figures over, bootleg KO. That's just, again, my opinion on it. People can have the CT Toys Wolverine, enjoy the hell out of it. Wade, Unparalleled Universe, is a proud CT Toys Wolverine owner. He hashtagged that on my Instagram reel. Good for him. That's awesome that he likes it. Bat Force Scrubs, happy birthday, bro. Thank you. Darth Clueless, happy birthday, B Right. Thank you. Black Void. I also hate Metacom because it seems like they knew this copy was coming out and they didn't want to re-release the original figure, so they lost their chance. I I don't know the situation on that. Like the Spider-Man number 185 got a reissue, like in stock, and then CT Toys. I think that was all around the same time. So I think Mafex, in my opinion, they see that people buying the CT Toys version. Mafex should jump on it now and do a reissue. If they don't want to, I guess that's up to them. I think they would still make some money, but I don't know. It's kind of weird, I guess. D-Bird, I just ordered the Webman from CT because I didn't have one. Hopefully it's good. I am tempted to get the Webman also, but my experience with this, it's like, I don't need it. Will it be a good figure for the price? Yes. We clear that up. It'll be a really good figure for the price. Do you think they will reissue the Marvel Spider-Man retro card figs? No, I don't think so. Marvel doesn't do that very often. Sometimes they do, but not very often. Jose Fuentes, you look way younger than 39. Do I? I don't think I do. If you see me in person, it's the beard. If I shit, no, I don't know. I'm old. Udi Warrior Thomas with the super chat, $5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Recently bought a Marvel Legends Secret Wars Iron Man, mainly for the fact I have no classic Iron Man figure. Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. The Secret Wars Iron Man figure is a really good one. If you don't have any previous classic Iron Man figures, that's the one to get for sure. If you have some of the other ones, you may not need the Secret Wars one. Miguel Ross, personally for me, it's kind of hard to get the X-Men 97 Wolverine, so the upcoming Black Stripes from CT is ideal. The CT Toys Wolverine that's coming up, the Tiger Stripe, is it have the black stripes? I thought it had the metallic blue, basically same as the Mafex one. So I could be wrong on that. And again, I haven't looked at a lot of images. If they do those stripes black instead of blue, that's awesome because that'll really get a lot of people to purchase those for sure. 8 and Skate, happy birthday, Bryant. Appreciate it. Ronan Jim, happy birthday, man. Thank you. Bill Smith. The Miles CT is one of their first KOs. The quality honestly went up really high on the later release. That's what everyone's telling me. I did not know that ahead of time. So again, for whoever the person was that thought I purposely bought the CT Toys Miles Morales figure, knowing that it was bad so I could review it and say bad things about CT, that is absolutely not the case. Again, $12 figure, really good. You collect so many figs, ever get overwhelmed? Absolutely, I'm overwhelmed now. Yes. Like I have so many G.I. Joe classified figures that I haven't opened. And honestly, it's like, do I even want to get any more G.I. Joe classified series figures? And I'm leaning towards no. Leaning towards no. Uni Warrior Thomas, happy belated birthday. Thank you. Oh man, you're a kid. Oh, happy birthday, bro. My oldest is 18. I had kids pretty young. My oldest is 18, moved out. She's going to UC Davis. She's living in Davis. It's kind of crazy. I feel old, but she surprised me Friday night. Like me and my other 2 kids, we were sitting at the couch watching Beetlejuice, and my oldest walks in the door and we're like, oh, it's really cool. Really cool. Tony's Figs. I cop CT Toys, brown suit, Wolvie, and red and blue Spider-Man, Spidey, great figs. I have no doubt that they're going to be great figs. Hopefully the paint apps are fixed. Like the quality, paint-wise, this is not good. Plastic and wise, the plastic doesn't feel bad in any way. It's not the same. It doesn't feel the same as Mafex. Maybe it's a slightly harder plastic. I don't know. And then some of the butterfly joints rub up against each other a little too much. And from what it sounds like, newer CT Toys figures don't have that issue. But this one, back whenever they did this, however long ago it was, this was one of their first. I don't know. It is not as good. D-Bird, you are using your money to get the toys for the reviews, I presume. So if you don't want to get a fig, you don't have to. That's how I see it. Thank you. That's how it should be. But and it's not like a majority of people. It's just randomly every now and then somebody will say something like that, and then people will like to comment. I'm thinking, is that really how you guys think? Like in some ways, sure, there may be something where if I have a genuine interest, I would pick it up mainly to review or whatever. But a lot of times that's not going to be the case. They are doing them blue like the original, but that's the name everyone is familiar with. Black Stripe, Tiger Stripe. I know it is Tiger Stripe. Jim Lee suit, Tiger Stripe. How early does Hasbro Marvel Legends reach out about doing interviews, or do you think they'll pull up on a stream soon? They typically do a December fan stream, Hasbro for Marvel Legends. I don't know if they will this year. They're talking about, like on Twitter, they had talked about doing their draft, which they typically do in a fan stream in December. So I would imagine they do one. as far as interview opportunities, those don't come up very often at all, and they typically reach out about a week or so ahead of time if they're going to do an interview. I don't get very many interviews with those guys though. What is a good value price to invest for a figure of SHF Mafex quality? I'm just starting to find it crazy the price, but I love the articulation of these two brands. That's the tricky thing. You like to get the official releases, they're going to be pricey. You can get them imported from Japan and pay less. So you can get them from websites like Hobby Link Japan, Ami, and I'm sure there's many others. Those are the only two I have experience with. You can buy the figures from import. You can pre-order, get charged at the time that the item arrives, and then choose a shipping option that makes sense for you. I always chose DHL shipping because it comes super fast. So DHL international shipping from Japan does a time travel thing to where it gets to you before it ships. I joke because due to the time difference between here and Japan, and how quickly DHL does it, like it'll arrive in the US. The day and time that it arrives in the US is before the day and time that it ships out of Japan because of the time difference. It's just weird. So DHL is super fast, but it could run $20-$30 maybe on shipping. So then at that point, the price is almost what you would pay if you were to get something from like Big Bad Toy Store. There are slower, cheaper shipping options that you can use. But again, I'm not a fan of waiting very long. Like I would rather pay for quicker shipping and get it. But that's going to be an individual choice option on there. But again, SHF Figure Arts Mafex, you're going to run $60 to $100+. But if you want to go CT Toys, where apparently the new stuff is basically just as good, you can get around $20, like shipped. So something to keep in mind. You have to just order through AliExpress. The only problem I have with bootleg toys is that the artist creator probably won't get their cut. I don't know, like, and that's a good point because I don't know what the detail is. Like on an action figure, who gets a cut of that aside from Disney? Does that get funneled down to any artists or creators? I don't know if it does. But what it does though is the money goes to Disney, then who funds Marvel, who then funds the artists and the creators. So there is that aspect of it. So somebody had made a comparison between AI artwork. People don't like AI artwork because it steals artwork from other creators and doesn't give credit, doesn't pay them, doesn't support them or whatever. And then I was like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think of that comparison. And then somebody was like, well, what about the child labor in China? You're morally objective to the artwork, but not to that. I'm like, I don't know that they're the same, but also that is bad too. So I don't know, like, where's the line? Where's the line? Chavar Price, not a fan of so many creators promoting these KOs when 8 out of 10 are bad, broke, defective, badly painted, brittle KOs. Not against KOs, but many people are buying shoddy figs expecting Mafex replacement. I would tend to agree, but it seems that the newer CT's toys stuff does not have those issues. This one kind of does. I've had KOs in the past that were really, really bad, though. Yes. Yep, it's Jimmy. YouTuber dad is so dope. Is dope. I don't know if that's reference to me, someone else. Unorthodox Cleric. I bought 2 Spideys and both the elbows fell off. Ooh, like the red and blue Spider-Man 185. That's not good. A toy kind of mood. Yo, Travis. Yo, happy belated birthday, fam. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, man, I've got to ask, how does the rest of your family feel about you collecting toys? They don't care. That depends. Like, if you ask my mom and dad, they're like, whatever. Like I don't think they probably don't care ultimately because it's not their decision in any way, but they certainly don't understand it. My kids, they sometimes think it's cool. Most of the time don't really care at all. You know, they'll send pictures of stuff like to their friends and their friends think it's cool or whatever. And they're like, yeah, that's my dad. He's on YouTube. But other than that, they don't care. My son, every now and then he likes to mess with action figures and stuff. Not typically. He has a few and stuff that he just kind of enjoys or whatever. Blackwood, I buy CT figures because I never plan to buy the original ones. So for $20, they're fine. Yes, again. And this one even cheaper because I got this one for $12 shipped. For a $12 figure, really good. Again, but it's just, the mindset that you go into it. If you're just spending $12 for an action figure that moves around, great. CT Toys is the way to go. If you're buying a $12 figure with the expectation that it's going to be Mafex quality, you're going to be disappointed. I halfway, and this is also my fault, I halfway thought that this would have Mafex quality because that's what everyone seems to be saying about Wolverine. So I thought that all CT Toys figures were going to be like that. That was not the case. So that's also on me. It's also on me. Target also carries some SHF. Yeah, so I guess it depends on which SH figure arts you're looking for. If you're looking for Marvel, Star Wars, those are going to be higher priced. You can get anime SHF figures at Target or Walmart, like Demon Slayer Tanjiro, Tanjiro Komeda. How do you say his last name? Komodo, Tanjiro Komodo, whatever. But the Tanjiro figure Demon Slayer is $35. Crazy good price. A lot of the Dragon Ball Z figures, $35. Naruto, $35. Ultraman, $35. You can get them pretty good price, but that's not all SHF. Marvel ones are definitely higher priced. Jeremy, yeah, Target is pretty much mainstream anime SHF. Yeah, absolutely the mainstream ones. DBZ bootlegs are also pretty good. So, okay, D Bird. So that brings up another topic of conversation because people are saying CT Toys is going to be known instead of as a bootleg, but as a third-party toy company. That could be the case. So with Dragon Ball Z, there are third-party toy companies producing Dragon Ball Z accessories and full-on figures. Maybe I'm not super familiar, but I do know that they do accessories, whether it's head sculpts and things like that. Those are considered third party. They're not licensed, but they're not KO because I think in those regards they're doing their own thing with them. CT Toys is reproducing Mafex figures. If they were to create their own, then it would be a different story. ZD Toys in China initially were making figures that people were like, oh, that's a KO, that's a bootleg. What even is that? But it was its own figure. And now they are an officially licensed product producing original action figures. CT is not original action figures. That I want to make that clear distinction. This is not original. Some of the third-party stuff, I believe those are all completely original sculpting, tooling, molds, all of that. CT Toys is replicating Mafex stuff. That is one difference. Let's see. I have the CT Toys Black Suit Spider-Man. It's really good. The newer ones are good. Replacements chances that these figures, many Mafex figures, are high priced, crazy in the aftermarket. Yeah, the aftermarket stuff. Like if you miss out, it sucks to try or want to buy something on the aftermarket to where it's shot up twice, 3 times the original price. I don't like to overpay for stuff. I like retail prices and stuff. I don't like overpaying for stuff. So the Miles Morales Mafex figure, I want it. I'm not going to buy the Mafex. I'm not going to pay the crazy amount for it. So I will either wait for a reissue or never have it in my collection, and I will be perfectly fine with that. With an asterisk, because I do want it, but I'm not going to overspend on it. What are your top figures you're waiting for? Top figures I'm waiting for. I think Marvel Legends. I have essentially every Marvel Legends figure that's like announced, revealed, other than there's some pre-order stuff for next year so far, but we don't have a lot known. So there's some 3-0 Infinity Saga figures, that DLX figures that I will be excited to get. Soon I plan to get more of the Sentinel fighting armor Marvel figures. But other than that, I don't have anything that I'm super excited for. Mafex Spider-Man 2099 will be really good, though. I can tell you that. That one I'll be excited for. DBZ third-party figures are cool, but they are overpriced. Yeah, but you got to pay for quality, right? Because you're paying for somebody has to create a new sculpt, so new tooling is required. CT Toys, again, these could be cheap because they're just reproducing existing stuff. They're not making new original stuff, so that would make it cheaper. So that could be, difference there. RMD, what's up, Brian? How you been? I've been good. How are you? Merc Collector. Now, look, I like Mafex myself and I still buy them, but these KOs are pretty great for cheap prices and good. I'd say Marvel Legends quality, especially, yes, the newer ones. Yeah, there again, nothing wrong with wanting to save a few bucks and go the CT Toys route. Nothing wrong with that. Tac Toys, happy belated birthday. Thank you. Smash that like button. Yeah, if everybody could hit that like button. I think we only got 24 likes. It's showing me on the screen. So if everybody could like it, share it. Let's get some viewers. I think at the high end I was up to 66 people in here. I don't live stream very often, so it's cool to see some folks in here. So I appreciate it. Deep Waters, Bryant. Today I just received both the Amazing Spider-Man and Black Costume Spider-Man from CT. Super happy. It's amazing getting something so good for little money. That's great. I'm glad to hear that they are good. How are the web lines on that Spider-Man 185? Because the web lines on this are not good. So if they've improved on their process, that'd be great. Pack photos. Hey, what up, MCU collector? Just talking toys. Black Void. Third-party Dragon Ball figures have some new sculpts, although they use bodies and engineering from the original figures. However, the prices are the same or even higher than the original ones. That's yikes. Then that's pretty crazy if that's the case. Because you would think third-party, if they're reusing like some stuff, if it's not original, then in my opinion, the price should be lower. But at the same time, I know third-party like Transformers types figures are pretty pricey too, right? Capitalist Bryant looking like a Sith Lord. I'm gonna be the bad guy today and say CT Toys bad. I'm not. Like people think like, oh, you're just saying such bad things, and like, and then Hasbro quality sucks, but CT Toy like it's two different things. It's just crazy. What are your thoughts on the McFarlane Marvel statue line? I've been impressed with the smaller ones, somewhat work with Legends displays. They're great for what they are. If you like statues, they're really good. They can fit in to a Marvel Legends display if you have things posed around and whatnot. They can fit in. But in my opinion, statues and figures are two separate things. I view them separately. But what McFarlane is doing with those, they're very nice. McFarlane sent like 3 of them over to me. That Green Goblin is incredible. Really good stuff. They say they're 1/10 scale, which would be about a 7-inch figure. They're similar in size to a Marvel Legends figure if they were standing up like a figure. But again, I view them separately between statues and figures. If you like them, I think you'll be happy with them. If you like the way they look, paint apps are pretty cool on them. So there's that. I have the Mafex brown suit Wolverine. Unfortunately, the arm broke on mine, but the CT Toys one I got the other day is fire. Both are excellent, though. See, there you go. That's great. So in that case, right? If you have a damaged figure and you don't want to pay to replace it because it's crazy expensive, CT Toys option is there. And so if anybody that really wants the brown suit Wolverine but doesn't want to pay the crazy Mafex price, get the CT Toys one. It sounds like you'll be really happy. RMD, get this man to 50,000 subs. I hope so, right? December 31st. As long as we can do it by December 31st, I will be happy. And right now, let's see where we're at. I started the stream at 49,271, and I've lost one because we're now at 49,270. So I have lost a subscriber. But I think we'll still get to 50,000. Pack photos. What's one MCU character you'd want made in Marvel Legends that hasn't been done yet? Oh, geez. There's hit me with the hard questions, Pack photos. I would really have to think about it and get back to you on that because luckily we've had a lot that Hasbro has come back around and made an action figure for. Geez. I would like a Chitauri figure. I think that'd be an important, figure to get. It's not a specific character, but I think that would be a really good one to get. In terms of heroes and stuff, I think we pretty much got everybody. We're definitely missing a lot of villains. A high evolutionary figure would be good. I'm trying to think back in older figures. Whiplash would be good from Iron Man 2. Yeah, I would need to spend a lot of time, I think, thinking about that to have a best answer to that. Also been digging the McFarlane reviews lately. Thank you. Yeah, not that I'll get a lot of McFarlane toys, DC Multiverse or anything, but the Batman versus Superman stuff I really wanted to get. I'm really happy with all of them except for the Doomsday figure. Not happy with that. Kane. Do you know if Mafex is actively trying to do something about this, and why are they able to get away with it? I would have no idea. I'm sure. I'm no doubt in my mind, Medicom Toy is not happy with it. I don't know what they could do other than inform Marvel, and then Marvel could try to legally get that stopped. In fact, Marvel has started a process to try and get CT Toys official store shut down on AliExpress. I think CT Toys was like, "Hey, Marvel's trying to shut us down, but don't worry, we changed the name of a store and opened a new one." I don't know that they can do anything. It's all happening in China. I don't know what they can do. The quality of third-party Dragon Ball figures is questionable despite the price. They had the same issues as CT Toys, the tight joints. Oh, damn. That's crazy then. That's wild. Bat Mike Man. Yeah, I love my brown suit Wolverine from CT, and it was $16 shipped. There you go. $16. That might be the cheapest I've heard anybody get it for. So that's awesome. Amen on Chitauri. Justin Hammer, please. I want Hammer drones. Give me the Hammer drones. I don't know that I need a Hammer figure. I would happily take one. Don't get me wrong. But I would love Hammer drones. Every single one. Army, Marines, Air Force, Navy. I want all four of them. I would like to see CT try some original figures. They could probably do some really good stuff. Maybe. Well, I don't know. It's two different things between recreating new molds based on an existing figure. They basically just cast mold this and create new parts off of that. But I hear on the Agent Anti-Venom, they did change something in the sculpt or something. So maybe they could do something. Maybe they will do something. Or maybe they can even use existing parts from figures that they've done to create like a different suit Spider-Man or something like that. That would be interesting. But, maybe one day they will. That'd be cool. If they turn into a true third-party toy company and can do original stuff, that'd be amazing. Why wouldn't I want that for somebody? CT Toys is probably a group of people like, hey, what can we do to make some money? And somebody also made this comment like, the people that make these figures, they don't care about the characters. The people that are making CT Toys, you could tell they're true fans of the characters. Like, how do you know that? Like, that makes no sense to me. Could they be? Absolutely. Are they? I don't know. But to just assume that they're true fans of the characters because they're making quick bucks recreating something that they know people will spend their money on, don't think that that's any different from what Hasbro or anything tries to do. People trying to make money off of toys, and that's perfectly fine to do. Nothing wrong with that at all. Oh, I didn't know they had their own store on AliExpress. Yeah, apparently there's a CT Toys store on AliExpress. AliExpress is not the easiest to try and find stuff like that, I would say. There's just so many sellers and there's so many weird little options. Like, you can click on something thinking it's cheap, but you have to choose the right selection on something. And like this, you could buy this with the box. It was cheaper than buying the figure without the box. Like, it's really weird on AliExpress. It's really weird. Did they make the Incredible Hulk 2008 movie Marvel Legends? I'd like a Hulk and an Abomination. They did not make Abomination. They did make a Hulk figure. It's not very good. It was a Target exclusive. I have it. I can't really get to it right now. I have it. It's not very good, but I do have it. Thanks for the Giant Man help. Question: what is your monthly figure budget or your spending strategy? That stuff will get you in trouble. Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. Here's how it would typically work. If Marvel Legends become available, whether through Amazon, through Toy Snowman, through Big Bad Toy Store or whatever, you just kind of have to buy it. I think Shop Pay, Affirm, Paying for, PayPal, all those things could help if that helps with your budget or whatever. But part of the problem of collecting the addiction is, if a figure becomes available, you want to get it. I do get a lot of stuff provided from like Big Bad Toy Store and stuff, which greatly helps in that regards to myself. But that has also led me to collect other lines that I normally would not have. Spending my own money, Marvel Legends is always my priority. So if things have to take a back seat, things will have to take a back seat. But Marvel Legends for me is always a priority. So if money is an issue, create rules for yourself in collecting. I've broken almost every single rule that I've ever had in my collecting, but I started with rules and they worked out really good while I stuck to them. Like before, it was strictly MCU Marvel Legends figures. Then it was like strictly MCU Marvel Legends figures and Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures. And then it was strictly MCU figures and Spider-Man character figures. And then it was strictly every Marvel Legends figure, and so on and so forth. So, will you stick to the rules? Depends on how disciplined you are, but creating rules for yourself really helps. Thoughts on the NECA Donnie Lab Turtle Lair situation? NECA. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Their first email where they threatened that you may not be able to get stuff, to get like exclusives or whatever, I was fine with. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's okay. No big deal. That second email, absolutely ridiculous. To say we're going to charge you for it if you don't send it. They can't. I'm sure they know they can't. And yet they're going to try and trick people into thinking that they can. So they'll force and strong arm somebody to send it back. Now, the woe is me. Think of your fellow collector. You keeping that directly takes it out of the hands of a collector. That is not the consumer's fault. That is 100% on NECA. Not the consumer's fault. If you receive two, I do not blame you for keeping it or already having sold it. NECA messed up, not you. Are you under any obligation to send it back? Absolutely not. If you sent it back, more power to you. You're a better person than me. I would not have sent one back. I know for a fact I wouldn't. I would have sold that immediately after. But NECA sending out that second email saying we'll charge you was absolutely ridiculous. Now I didn't know this because I don't have very many NECA figures. I have some movie turtle figures and I have a quarter scale Spider-Man up on my wall that you can't see. I didn't realize that their customer service was so bad. Apparently, they don't respond to emails a lot. I had one QC issue, and they took care of me. So I don't know. But that second email was absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe they did that. Really bad look for them. And then I hear people ordered stuff like Comic-Con stuff and haven't shipped or anything yet. That's wild to me. Do I think they're going to go out of business similar to like Megalopolis and all that? Probably not. No, but that is crazy to me. You getting anything from the Cyber Sale and Pulse? Probably not, because everything that I'm already current up to date on stuff, so probably not. Bryant, the web lines on the CT Amazing Spider-Man are identical to the Mafex one. I have both and just compared. That's awesome because they didn't do a good job here, so I'm glad to hear that they're doing better now. Do you know what CT Toys is looking at doing in the future by any chance? I wouldn't have no idea other than make some money recreating some Mafex figures in the meantime. If they have future plans and goals, I don't know. NECA lost all the respect I had for the brand. I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. Can't always get what you want. Toy fans really do like project narratives to mentally justify purchases sometimes. Maybe. I mean, I guess like it's okay for people to justify things in their own way. I don't know. Like I talked about rules in collecting. I've broken a lot of the rules on mine and I justified them somehow. I think that's natural. Last I checked, the brown Wolverine on the official CT store was gone. Okay, could be that could be part of the whole thing. But there's so many other sellers that you'll be able to get it. That won't be a problem. Have you heard any rumors about Hasbro losing the licensing to Marvel figures? Yeah, I'm a fan of Action Force and Valiverse. I watch Bobby's YouTube channel. I'm subscribed. I watch his videos every Saturday when he has a new one coming out. I know he's been talking about it, but even to what he's saying, he doesn't know for sure. He's speculating and giving his thoughts and opinions on it. I don't agree with it. I think Hasbro will likely continue the license with Star Wars and Marvel, but I honestly have no idea. I don't have any insider knowledge, and I wouldn't know. Dan Yoon on Twitter has said that they're well into planning stages for 2026. And they could even if they were losing the license, I'm sure they would still be in planning stages. So I can't say either way. I would have no idea. My opinion is I would hope that Hasbro continues with the license, but I don't know. What I will tell you is for everyone saying, I hope Jada Toys gets the Marvel license. They hope that, they hope Jada Toys gets the Marvel license. While Jada could do an amazing job, they can't hit the scale. There's no way. I think it's June is the one doing the action figures, and I think he's got a very small team. They can't. There's no way they could produce the quantity that would be required of Marvel action figures. I mean, we get 5 to 6 figures a year from Jada Toys. We get 5 to 6 waves, quote unquote waves, from Hasbro Marvel Legends a year. It's shifted quite a bit with Marvel Legends. We don't get as many. Well, I guess we still get waves, maybe not as many Build-A-Figures. But I don't know when license could be up. I honestly have no idea. All I can tell you is that I hope Hasbro continues with the license because I like what they're doing. But we'll see. By the way, I wanted to just say thank you very much for always giving us heads up. You have helped me not miss figures that I wanted in the past. I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad I could be of help to you, because that's kind of the purpose there, is to give you guys information, give you guys the opportunities to not miss out on figures, so you don't have to pay high aftermarket prices. So to give you guys a heads up, provide pre-order links so you guys can get them and not miss out. That's my goal in there. So I'm glad I could that I could help. Luke, what is the most Gal Gadot movie accurate Wonder Woman figure that would cost less than 90? Is that 90 pounds? So far, honestly, I have no idea. I mean, who's even made Wonder Woman movie figures besides McFarlane Toys? Mattel did. I would not say that was movie accurate. The newest one by McFarlane Toys is probably going to be pretty good, although again, really long legs. Beast Kingdom has made one. I don't know what the price is on that, and I'm assuming Beast Kingdom made one, so I couldn't tell you. SH Figure Arts, I don't know if they made one. Mafex, I don't know if they made one. So I wish I could give you more information. I'm sorry, I can't. Thoughts on Foundjoy? I literally don't know anything about Foundjoy. I heard just recently people were talking about some Foundjoy Batman figures, and they think they're really good. But I haven't seen any. I don't really know. I think they made a Mara figure that they put in a box that looks like a DC Multiverse McFarlane figure. But I don't know. Somebody will have to send me images or something so I can kind of get a better idea. But I really don't know. Luke, thanks for today. I always love watching your vids for the full for all the figure comparisons, and I love that you always allow the head swap options. Keep it up. Can love to see more content. Respect to you. Thank you. I don't do a whole lot of head swap options because I always forget. I don't like doing them. And I never pull other figures out to swap out accessories, but I'll try them sometimes. I don't know how licensing works, but I think Star Wars could be lost to. I see Black Series pegworm all the time. Star Wars Black Series, I don't think is doing well. I think they do some good stuff, but I don't like that they moved everything to single joints on the knees and the elbows. And they do. It does seem like they make weird decisions on the figures that they're doing. But I do see some effort in some new characters and things that are going on. But like here's the thing with Star Wars: if Hasbro's not going to do Star Wars figures, who would? Who would do a collector line of Star Wars figures aside from Hasbro? Mattel? Mattel probably could do a good job. They do good stuff with WWE, but Mattel is built on repaints. Like WWE figures repaint city, like so many repaints. So if people are mad at Hasbro over repaints, think about what Mattel does with WWE. It's all repaints. But what else could you do on an action figure line like that? So there is also that. But it's all repaints. Like even Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse figures, there's a lot of reuse in there. And that's okay too. Toy lines are always going to do that. Medicom made Wonder Woman, didn't they? I don't know if they did or not. Probably. I couldn't say for sure. Figure Arts and Mafex made Gal Wonder Woman, but they are expensive now. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Stephen Fraser, I got the Foundjoy Pattinson, and it's half a good figure. The top half is great. The legs and feet suck. I heard the Batfleck is great, though, and I'm excited for their Keaton 89 one. Okay, cool. Black Void, even Toy Biz continued planning figures before they lost the license. It all depends on the people who control Hasbro if it continues or not. I don't think that's Hasbro. I think it's Disney. Hasbro will obviously make a play to renew the license, and it'll be up to Disney on if they want Hasbro to continue the license or not. I would imagine Hasbro would do everything that they can to keep the license. I think Bobby Vallis said that if he were Hasbro, he wouldn't want to continue the license. He may have some additional insight being in the toy business side than I would. In my opinion, I would think they would want to, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. But that's 100% in Disney's hands whether Hasbro will continue the license or not. Assuming Hasbro wants to. If Hasbro doesn't want to continue the license, then it'd be like, oh, sorry, Disney, we don't want to negotiate. We don't want to continue. But I just can't picture that being the thing. Foundjoy Ben Affleck Batman is cool. It's better than the McFarlane one. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Jeremy, speaking of WWE, you do Marvel and G.I. Joe reviews, yet not the wrestling figures you have. Why don't you review wrestling figures? I just don't get enough. And I don't typically get them like when they're new. But that could change from time to time. My wrestling figure collection is primarily the belts, because I think they do such an amazing job. And that's everywhere. Jazz wears too. They do such an amazing job with those little belts that I absolutely love those and get those. But I have so few, it just doesn't make sense. And really, I only pick them up to get the belts. Jelly Jam, Hasbro saying no to Star Wars seems like relationship damage for Marvel. Potentially, I don't know. I think, yeah, potentially. But I do think there are different divisions, right? So you got your Marvel stuff, you got your Star Wars stuff, you got your Disney stuff, you got your Disney princess stuff. Everything has its own separate thing. So think back, Mattel had the Disney princess license. So they did all the dolls and stuff like that. Mattel princess. Then Hasbro won the license from Disney and started doing Disney princess. But then I want to say Jakks Pacific was doing like certain movie figures. So they fell outside of Disney princess proper. So each thing has its own contract, its own license. Could Hasbro dropping one damage and affect the other? Potentially, of course, but I do think business aspect of it, they are held separately, so it may not. I guess it could, but I wouldn't say that it's an automatic for sure type of thing. Jeremy, that's fair. I knew you showed off the belts before. What is your favorite belt? Mine is the white strap Intercontinental. That is a very, very good one. The Nugget version is a very, very good one because remember, there are two versions of that white strap Intercontinental. The Nugget one is really good. I don't know which one would really be my favorite. It could be the Undisputed, the smaller one, but that would be because that belt has always been my absolute favorite. So because of the real life belt, then there. Or is that what we're talking about? The actual title belts. Undisputed is my all-time favorite. It was short-lived, but I absolutely loved it. The Big Eagle and the Winged Eagle are amazing designs as well. But the Undisputed, I just absolutely loved. The only brands that could match Hasbro's release pace would be Jazzwares, Jakks, or McFarlane, but I doubt they would have the same quality. I would argue that Jazzwares could not do that. I don't think Jazzwares could keep up with the pace. And I would not want Jazzwares, if I'm being honest. Jakks. Does Jakks really make collector line figures, though? If they do, you guys let me know, because I'm not aware. Uncle Rizzo, not sure if you mentioned it. Are you getting the Ectomobile Haslam? No. No Ghostbusters for me. I had first got that very first wave and reviewed it and stuff. And I thought they were pretty cool. I thought they were small, but they were cool. I did not continue and I ended up selling them off. So I don't have anything Ghostbusters. I will not be getting them. Jow Angel, is Jazzwares the one that makes the total anime line? Yes, that is Jazzwares. Jazzwares also does the AEW unrivaled and unmatched wrestling figures. They're good for what they are, but no, they don't even come out super often. And they still use pins. I would like to see them go pinless. Looks like I caught up in the chat. 48 people in here. We'll probably end this here in a few minutes. I think a good hour-long stream is pretty good. But it was really all about the CT toys and kind of understanding my perspective on things, while showing respect to everybody else that, like, hey, you can, if you like CT toys, go buy CT toys. If you don't want to spend $100 on a Mafex figure, $200, $300 on a Mafex figure, spend $20 on one. There's nothing wrong with that. For me, though, I'm not going to do that. I don't like the CT toys. Is just not for me, and that's okay too. That was the more so the point of the live stream. 80H, would you rather Hasbro do a HasLab project for Marvel Legends, or do you like the new 10-inch to 20-inch line they are doing? I don't mind either way. I don't have as strong of feelings on HasLab as some people do. Like, does this billion-dollar corporation need to have my money up front? Absolutely not. They don't. That's just the way they're doing it. Who am I to tell this company what to do? I could tell them through my wallet, sure, but they're going to produce an action figure that I want. So if that's the way I have to get it, then that's the way I'm going to do it. And again, that's going to be on individual preference on how you collect and how you want to do things. But some people hate it so much that their YouTube channels are built on that, and that's cool too. Like, but like, I don't understand. You can not like it. That's okay. But they think it's like the worst thing to ever happen, and I don't know that it's the worst thing to ever happen. They certainly don't need to do it. That's just how they're doing it. That's the way it is. What it is. I don't know. But again, yes, if I felt strongly enough about it and wanted to boycott it and not get it, then that's what I would do. But it doesn't affect me enough that I would say no, I won't support it. But either way, like with the Sentinel and Dragon Man, they're doing the open pre-order thing. I think it's a double-edged sword because people are still going to be mad when the figure releases that they didn't get it when they had all the chance in the world to put in a pre-order while not paying for it now, and have the year to come up with the money or whatever. It's still going to be really bad. People are still going to be really mad when those figures come out. And the other thing is, from all the open pre-orders, all the people that pre-ordered it, you can cancel your pre-order. The pre-order is not something where you can't cancel. So I'm sure a lot of cancellations will happen for a number of reasons. Maybe they didn't really mean to get it, so they're going to cancel, or they changed their mind, they're going to cancel it, or they don't have the money when it's time to ship. It's like, uh-oh, unfortunately, I have to cancel it. That's probably going to happen too. So all those cancellations, are those figures then going to be available to order? Because then you'll get people that will also be mad. It's like, these were supposed to be made to order. How come people can just order them now? I had to pre-order in this window, but I could have just ordered it now. So there's people that are just never going to be happy. But I hope some do become available for those that are new to collecting and did not collect at the time or missed out on the window or whatever. But if somebody says, oh, I didn't pre-order at the time because I didn't have the money, it's like, well, that's not a valid reason because it didn't charge you at the time. Right? It charges when it ships. So there's all those things at play. But again, if you can get the figure, more power to you to get the figure. I think that ends up working out best in a lot of ways and all around. Black Boy Jacks are the ones who now have the Simpsons license after Super 7 lost the license. Yeah, so Jax is doing those. Would you say those are a collector line of figures though, or are those just still like toys, like playable toys? They're all like single joint elbows and things like that, not super articulated. So would you consider that a collector line? RMD collective. Oh, thanks for reminding me to get a Sentinel. Putting my order in right now. Geez, RMD, for all the Marvel Legends collectors, today is the last day to pre-order the Sentinel, by the way. So if you want that X-Men 97 Sentinel, you put in your pre-order today. You do not get charged. Today is the last day to pre-order the Sentinel. RMD, super last minute, man. What are you doing? ADH, yeah, Marvel Legends collectors are a tough fan base. I'm kind of sad about the HasLab projects because I would like to see a Fin Fing Foom. Yeah, I don't know. HasLab could still be a thing. They're just trying a different strategy at the moment. They could always do HasLab again. Nobody from Hasbro has ever said we are never going to do a HasLab again. It's just like, hey, instead of doing a HasLab, we have these options. But they could still do a HasLab in the future. And then Fin Fang Foom, they can still do a Fin Fang Foom in an open pre-order. That's still always possible. Okay, I think about 1:45. We'll end the stream. Aiton's Kit, you too. Oh my god, Sentinel, guys. Sentinel is the last. Today is the last day. You guys are crazy. I put my pre-order in like 4 days ago. I didn't wait to the last day, but I did wait a really long time for no particular reason. I just didn't. Fin Fang Foom smaller than Galactus though. Yeah. How big would you expect the Fin Fang Foom to be? I don't see any HasLabs being bigger than Galactus. Galactus is huge. But again, like people like the $400 figures, like that's a tough pill to swallow. I think that's more the issue, not necessarily the HasLab itself. It's like $400 for an action figure is crazy. But if you want a gigantic dragon, Mythic Legions has got you covered. They've got a dragon that they're going to be opening up for pre-order in January. So you have that option. Yes, it's not Fin Fang Foom. Doesn't really look like Fin Fang Foom, but it's a gigantic dragon that looks amazing. Okay, we're down to 32 here and watching the live stream. If anybody wants to get back to CT Toys and talk about CT Toys, we could circle back around that before we end the stream. But again, if you like CT Toys, more power to you to get them. They're just not for me. But again, I'm also really hoping for a reissue of the Mafex Miles Morales, and I would take a reissue of the Webman. I can't imagine they would do that one, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Same height for Galactus yet? I mean, that would be amazing. That would be really cool. Speaking of Mafex figures, I have my actual Spider-Man Mafex figures here, and these things are all amazing, by the way. Really, really good figures by Mafex. And if you have the CT Toys of this one here, everyone is saying it is also really good. So, hey, you know, if you can get it for $20 shipped or whatever, that's awesome. But if you want the real deal, the official one, it's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. But these are great. These are really, really good figures. Mafex, actual Mafex. Let me get this Miles Morales out of the box again. I'll try not to drop every single accessory. Does anybody here have the Mafex Miles Morales? Because I don't know size-wise if they really did make this undersized. Because I was always told, like, hey, the Mafex Miles Morales is an adult Miles, but this guy is a lot shorter. So I don't know if they, like the CT Toys, from my understanding, ends up being a little bit smaller than the originals because of like the cast molding process. It ends up being a tad bit smaller. So I don't know, like the original Mafex, I don't know how it would measure up to the Spider-Man if it would be like a similar size. Somebody laughed at me and was like, you know, adults are all different sizes, right? I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the figure, you know, the size they made the figure, not what different adult sizes would be. But the funny thing about this is being undersized. It almost makes more sense that he's undersized because when you think of Miles Morales, you think of younger, so he'd be shorter. So it almost works in a comparison type way, if that makes sense. But again, it's just it's a lot more stiff than Mafex as well. And then you hear that moving the leg around. So it's just kind of that, and then That's the butterfly. So it's just rubbing up against it. Again, just its quality is not as good. $12 figure, it's really good, right? Think of it that quality compared to Mafex, not good. Quality for $12, really good. Most CT toys are undersized. Yeah, Thor got them. I have the Spider-Man 2099 and Spider Noir. Sometimes they are the same size, but mostly undersized. Wait, which ones are you talking about? Spider-Man 2099 and Spider Noir, like the Spider-Verse figures, like across the Spider-Verse. Is that what we're talking about? I didn't know they made a Spider Noir. 2099. I know they made the Miguel O'Hara, the movie one. Also, I hate all bootleg and Marvel Legends and NECA figs before even moving any joints. That's a good practice to get into. I don't ever do that, and I've broken some stuff because I didn't do that, and I wish I did. Like, I don't feel like this thing isn't gonna break in any way. It's just they're just the joints in there are just close together. It just rubs up against each other. I don't think there's any avoiding that, even if heating up. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll loosen it a tad, I guess. Like it's like that's just swiveling it. It's gonna turn into an action figure ASMR. Black Hawk, what's up? Hey, we're kind of at the tail end of the stream. We're probably only going to be here for another couple minutes, but we were talking CT toys and kind of thoughts on it. Whether you collect them, don't collect them, prefer them, don't prefer them, hate them, despise them, love them, what and all that good stuff. He's got a tiny head. People told me the original Miles Morales also had a tiny head. I don't remember seeing pictures of a tiny headed Miles Morales though. But again, everyone's saying this is early CT toys and they've improved a lot since then. So that's good if they did. It's better for people that are buying them. My CT toys Wolverine toes are stuck and don't articulate. That sucks. And see, if you got a Mafex one and you reached out, they would replace it. But CT toys, because you're getting it from AliExpress, you're not going to be able to get that replaced. But again, for $20. First CT toys, not bad for the price. Oh, the brown suit. Yeah, and again, that's the one everyone is saying is really good quality. So there's that. This is apparently one of the first ones they did, and the quality just isn't as good. The paint apps are terrible. And everyone's saying that they've gotten better. And I just want to reiterate, I did not purposely get a bad one to say bad things about CT toys. Put it in hot water and it will move. Well, I mean, this move. Oh, you're talking about for that toe articulation? That could help break it up, but sometimes joints get fused together and you can't work it. Yeah, that could be the case. So Uncle Rizzo, yeah, I mean, did you try heating it up? They're supposed to make the tiger stripe soon. Yeah, I think you can already order it on AliExpress and it's supposed to ship, I think, at the end of December is from what I was reading, I think. Oh, you hate blow dryer, no luck. Yeah, it could just be like the joint got fused together or something. Yeah, that's jeez, right? I don't know how well that's come if you can hear that like crazy. Darth Clueless, thank you. $10 super chat. Thank you. Thanks for the work distraction. I'm glad I could help. This is actually a big distraction for me because I'm actually working. It's Monday. I worked on Saturday, so I'm good. Hot water goes in between contrast to hairdryer. Wouldn't that make a difference? I mean, the hairdryer is going to heat up the plastic, and the plastic will heat up all around, wouldn't it? But I guess it's always worth a shot, though, right? You never know. Let's see. All right, so 146. I think we're gonna call it a day on the live stream. So I appreciate everyone that was here watching. Thank you guys. I mean, I hope to live stream more often. It's always hard to find the time and stuff. Joe Angel, thanks for all the IG updates and posts. You always post the photos high quality. Yes, that was always a goal of mine too, is to post high quality photos like in package or whatever, so you guys can check them out. Thor Gotham, I personally don't understand why anyone would knock your preference on your figs. We watch your content to see what you think. People need to chill. It's fun. It's a small majority. It's just, they just always become the vocal ones, which, and it's just kind of weird. But then you get people that will agree with them and stuff, and it's just kind of odd. That's all. The squeaky joints actually make me feel more comfortable. I like my figures to be tight rather than loose. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is that too. It's just I'm going to worry about paint rub on the shoulders, like the hip. Obviously, it's black on black. It's not going to matter, but the hip might rub the red paint off. Uncle Rizzo, thanks, MCU Collector. You're welcome. Thor got him. Keep doing you. I'll keep giving you the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you. Blackhawk, happy birthday. Thor got him. Happy birthday. Thank you. 39 now. I feel really old. There's some gray hairs in here too. Everyone says I look young. I definitely feel 39. 41. Yeah. So we're right there in age, right? We feel old, but we know we're not, right? Oh, happy birthday, Hoss. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yesterday was my birthday, November 24th. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. See, there's that. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone coming through. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great Monday, a great week. Thanksgiving this Thursday. So happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with some family, eat some food, eat a lot of food, food comas with all the turkey and everything. Or try not to eat too much, up to you. But I tend to overeat on Thursday, on Thanksgiving. 40 is where it all goes downhill. Jeez. So I got one more good year in me, apparently. So we'll see. But thanks everyone for coming through. I appreciate it. Let me know if you guys think I should do live streams from time to time. I mean, it's hard for me to get the time because when my kids are here, I try not to do any like reviews or anything like that even. And so I don't have a lot of time usually in the evenings, but I work from home on Mondays. Today my calendar was not overloaded with calls, so I was able to kind of do this and jump on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to see more, let me know. But yeah, thanks for coming through, everyone. Have a great day, great Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. And then I'm gonna end stream. See, I'm not even familiar with how to do this. Bye, guys. Get my glass up. Bye. Miles says bye.